Hi, preschool. I have two friends here with me that really need your help. Okay? This guy and this guy. They are having kind of a disagreement. They are not getting along. This guy said he is what is he? A square. And this guy says he is you remember what he is? Rectangle. Now, rectangle says, hey, I don't think that you should have all your sides be the same. But square says, hey, I really think that you should have all your sides be the same. Well, which one is right? Which one is right? Should we have all of our sides be the same and be a square? Or should we have two sides that are different and be a rectangle? Remember, he said long, short, long, short. So should we be a rectangle and have two different sides? Or should we be a square and have all four sides the same? Square says four sides. Rectangle says two sides different. Long, short, long, short. Which one should win? Which one should win? You know what I think? I think they're both right. I think there's a very big need for squares. We have to have squares. They're so even, they can be stackable, they can make bricks, they can make our houses, they can make our crackers, they can make a lot of things. But what would the world be without a rectangle? I think rectangles are super important as well, don't you? So I don't think either of them should win. I think we need them both. Everybody needs to be different because then everybody would be the same. It would be pretty boring, right? So I like that we have square that has four same sides. Count them. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And I love that we have who? Rectangle. Rectangle that has two sides of one length and two sides of another. Long, short, long, short. So I say we vote for both square and rectangle. But unfortunately, sometimes when you get two people like kind of arguing back in together, and even if they make up and say, oh, I like you, and oh, I like you too. Sorry, I didn't think you should have your sides the way you are. Oh, I really think that I respect you for having four sides. And they made up, it kind of was catchy. And there were some other things around here that couldn't decide what they wanted to do. I'll show you who that is now. Our color of the month of April couldn't decide which one it wanted to be. So we have this color. This color is black. And this color is gray. Black and gray, black and gray, black and gray. They are kind of close to each other. Black is just a lot darker than gray. And gray kind of held on to a little bit of white and made it lighter. So which one do you think is better? Black or gray? Black or gray? Black or gray? I think they're both important. If we didn't have black, we would not be able to see the stars in the sky. We need a nice dark black sky to be able to see the beautiful stars that God made for us, right? But we also need gray because, well, quite frankly, black is very dark, isn't it? It's so dark you couldn't see. So when you turn on your light and it's kind of gray in your house, then you can see where you're going. So I think both are very important. Just like square and rectangle, both are super important. Gray, black, neither is more important than the other because they're both super important. We couldn't have a lot of things without black or gray. So look for things that you can find that are black and things that you can find gray, and we will talk about them this month. These are our colors of the month. Now, we have a letter. Do you remember what it is? I hope so. Our letter this week is A. A. And we talked about these apples. Apples. Now, if you notice here on our letter A, these apples are going in a certain order, aren't they? We start, this is what is called a sequence. Remember when we did the sequence and we put the story in order? So you could say, Mrs. Ryan was walking along in the woods and she found this beautiful apple on the apple tree. She was so hungry that she wanted to eat it. So then when we jump to it, that I ate it all? No, you have to put them in order, right? So the order is, here is the whole apple. Then Mrs. Ryan took one big giant bite out of the apple, and it was so yummy that she had to finish it all up. So these are in order. You couldn't have this one over here because this is already all gone. So we have the beginning, the middle, and the end of our apple. Then yesterday, we talked about some places that also start with the letter A, like Asia and Antarctica and America and Australia and Africa, all these great places. So I was wondering, what other things might start with our letter A? So let's take a look. I've got a few things in our bucket here. I wonder what starts with the letter A. Let's check it out. Now, if you're cooking in the kitchen and you don't want to get your clothes dirty, you need to cover up your beautiful clothes with, if I can get it out of here, and you know what that is? It's an apron. Now, this is not a Mrs. Ryan size apron. This is definitely probably a doll size apron, but this is an apron. Apron. Then I have, do you remember in our story, somebody came to tell the women at Jesus' tomb that he wasn't there anymore. He was gone. Do you remember who that was? You're right. It was a angel. Angel starts with the letter A. Beautiful angel. Angel. Now, if you're sailing away and you don't want to keep moving, you have to use this guy. Do you see him? This is a anchor. Anchor. Anchor starts with the letter A. And sometimes we sing a song called The Ants Go Marching One by One, Hurrah, Hurrah. The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah, because they start with the letter A. Can you see those ants there? Nice. And then pretty soon we're going to be talking about this guy. This guy is a alligator. 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 And something that is not in my box today is what we're going to talk about next. And he is called an armadillo. Armadillo. How exciting. But I did say that we were going to talk about alligators tomorrow too. But today, to get you ready for them, I'm sending home a special sheet for you to work on. This guy does have alligators on him, but we're just going to practice those diagonal lines with these alligators. These are going to get you ready to make the letter A. Now remember, where do we start our letters from? From the top, from the top, from the top, 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 from the top, from the top, from the top, 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 from the top, from the top, from the top, top, top. We start our letters from the top. So we are going to start from the top. They gave you a nice little arrow right there to see where your alligators are going to go down and make these diagonal lines. Work on tracing these diagonal lines, and then you can make some of your own. Don't forget to put your name on this paper and try to make these diagonal lines, because tomorrow we are going to make the letter A. How exciting. Now I know you're going to have to work on your Easter eggs, and I know that you're going to have to work on making these tracing lines, so it's a good time to get these fingers wiggling. Are you ready? And 1 little, 2 little, 3 little bubbles, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little bubbles, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little bubbles, 10 little bubbles go pop, pop, pop. Pop them at me. Pop, pop, pop. Pop them at you. Pop, pop, pop. Pop them back and forth. Pop, 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 pop. Pop them all around. Pop, 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 pop. And now I'm going to get the bubbles while you play some air piano. Keep playing. And here we have bubble time. Are you ready? Again, I have no idea what they're going to do outside. Well, they are going. Let's see if I can move over too far. There they go. Okay, I promised you some information on an armadillo. So go get those fingers ready, and we're going to read a story about armadillos. See you soon.